Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me? Welcome back to McClunky Gaming's coverage of the Tabletop Gaming Center Connecticut Planetary Qualifier. I'm Tower number 9, and hopefully we have resolved some of the technical issues that we were having earlier. Um, we are jumping in mid-game for round 2 here, since it took us a bit of time to get things fixed up. But we have Ninja Zebra here on the left side playing Mother Talzin with the red force base there, I believe. And on the right, it is going to be B Mini on Kylo Ren with the Tarkin Town. So we're kind of jumping in midway through here, but we see Ninja Zebra with a Key Eddie Mundi from set 3 on the board. And on the other side of the field, B Mini has I believe, a copy of Karis, and is using Kylo's ability there to discard a heroic resolve. I wonder if that's going to be a setup for a potential Mortis Anakin. Could also be very relevant for Kylo himself, of course, with the upgrades being played onto him when flipped potentially. Although he maybe has already shut up and died? I'm not entirely sure. And it looks like my prediction was, perhaps correct there, as we do see a Mortis Anakin taking the field. So we are going to go ahead and I think have a double debuff on Kiadi Mundi there, I believe. And we are now looking at Force Lightning from Ninja Zebra, doing 6 damage there to Anakin. Yemeni gives Anakin a constructed lightsaber, and we'll see what happens there. It's going to be yeah, it's gonna be Karis there, Kiadi there. Now, this Mortis Anakin is gonna be an interesting option because with that constructed lightsaber, the, Mortis Anakin is actually a Sentinel. As he has neither the heroism nor the villainy traits himself. So we then see, I think, initiative taken by Ninja Zebra. Terrace defeats Kian Mundi thanks to those debuffs from Anakin, and we are going to see what happens here. Moving into this next turn, B Mini. Yeah, moving into this next turn, B Mini here has a much stronger board. He has the buffed Mortis Anakin and his copy of Karis against nothing for Ninja Zebra. Ninja Zebra brings out a copy of Karis. Mortis Anakin swings into base. We're looking at 18 damage there. 10 HP left for Zebra. And I believe it's going to be 16 HP left for B Mini. Zebra gives a fallen lightsaber to Karis. Wow, and B Mini makes the exact same play. We have a fallen lightsaber being thrown onto Karis as well. I don't know what's going on. And another constructed lightsaber and an infiltrator skill. This is crazy. That Karis is loaded up, and we are swinging in here. I think that's 9 total damage, which is, I think, not quite lethal, but almost lethal, and it looks like Zebra is either it actually was lethal or Zebra is scooping it up because one way or another, I think that's the end of the game. B Mini wins the first round. Sorry we couldn't get you the earlier part of that game, and we're moving on to round 2. All right. Moving on to the second round, Zebra versus B Mini. Mother Talzin, 28 HP red versus Kylo Tarkentown. All right, we are trying to work out some audio issues. I believe it is hopefully solved now. So I will be continuing to cast here. We're moving into the next round. Ninja Zebra versus B Mini. The players have done some sideboarding. They're shuffling on up. We'll see what happens here. We are also working on potentially getting a second caster here. Josh is experiencing some internet problems. We're hoping that'll be resolved soon. We may have somebody else jump on in the interim, but it is not entirely clear yet. All right. Moving into the next round. Ninja Zebra looking at that opening hand. B Mini looking at that opening hand. There's two real decisions here. The first one is keep or mulligan. The second one is if you do keep, what ends up being resourced. And Ninja Zebra's hand is apparently not going to be good enough. B Mini is going to keep though, and I see the old Migs Mayfeld there on the hand cam, one of the strongest early plays this Kylo Tarkentown deck can make. We'll see whether or not there is a good answer from Ninja Zebra, but I think B Mini is probably pretty happy to see that in the opener. The reason that and so uh the reason that this card is so good in the Kylo Tarkentown deck, the Migs Mayfeld, is that you can play him, use Kylo's ability to discard a card from your hand, trigger that 2 damage, and then immediately Tarkentown to clear their opening unit. This is an extremely strong play pattern, and it is something that they have the access to. Okay, so now we are looking at that exact opener that I just mentioned. B Mini brings out Migs Mayfeld. Uh, After Ninja Zebra plays a Night Sister Warrior, and B Mini is then going to go ahead and discard a card from hand, and there goes that Night Sister Warrior with the 2 damage there. So that is gonna be a, great opener here for B Mini against Ninja Zebra, and we then, we're seeing something coming out here from the, I believe that is the new Grand Inquisitor card there from Ninja Zebra, a fancy version of it. Karis hits the board and ouch, ouch, it is a forced throw. Discards a forced throw. So that's gonna be 1 damage from the, 1 damage on that Inquisitor from the forced throw, 2 damage to the base from Miggs Mayfield's ability. Miggs is gonna go ahead and swing for another 2 damage to the base, and then I think we're gonna see that Tarkentown being used here to clear the Inquisitor. That's exactly right. So because that Night Sister Warrior that Ninja Zebra had as the opener was defeated by Miggs Mayfeld's ability without Tarkentown having to be used, it was still available to clear out this unit with Miggs just throwing the extra damage on the base. That forced throw hitting very hard here, I think, against Ninja Zebra. Yeah. And here we go. B Mini with a very strong advantage at this point in the game. I think that I think that what we're seeing here is Chirrut on the field for Ninja Zebra. Potentially a big obstacle, though it's worth noting that this Chirrut does not actually have the force because Ninja Zebra's previous units have all been removed. So without the force token, that Chirrut can actually be defeated relatively easily. It's only going to be a 3/5 Sentinel. Looks like a constructed lightsaber thrown onto Karis here. That is going to be enough to allow Karis to defeat Chirrut with one swing. The bonus raid there is enough. Cheer it off the board, and then we see a swing from Miggs Mayfield, a witch as well on the board here. Just another basic unit. B Mini very far ahead here in game two. This is an extremely negative situation for Ninja Zebra. Every play Ninja Zebra has had has been answered, and we're going to continue. Ninja Zebra may be thinking now. We could see. Okay, it's gonna be a Mother Talzin flip, Power of the Dark Side. Brutal, just brutal stuff here. Ninja Zebra is basically feels just locked down. Yeah, Darth Tyrannus played, but without the force, that ambush is not active. And to make matters worse, B Mini is free to just keep hitting the base. Yeah, I don't know. I think this one might be headed towards a swift conclusion. Kylo's ability used, and Miggs Mayfeld triggers here and doesn't even bother to knock the shield off of Darth Tyrannus. The damage is all going to the base. I think B Mini thinks I am so far ahead here. I've answered almost everything my opponent's played. I've killed my opponent's leader. I don't even need to kill this Darth Tyrannus. I'm the aggressor. My opponent can try and hold me back. I'm just going to push more damage to the base. 17 damage on the base already. 11 damage needed to close this one out. Kylo yet to deploy. Talzin deployed only to meet a swift defeat. Darth Tyrannus facing down several units here. We'll see what Ninja Zebra does, but it's not looking great. Now, I believe Darth Tyrannus could kill Karis here, but it's not looking very favorable. Yeah, there we go. So Darth Tyrannus does defeat Karis there, um, but then of course is exhausted. Miggs swings in to the base. There's another 2 damage. 23 damage on that base, 5 damage remaining, and another copy of Chirrut arrives. That is gonna be a nice barrier. This time, unlike with that first copy of Chirrut, Ninja Zebra does have the Force. Additionally, with Tarkentown already used, B-Mini may have to have some kind of more direct removal to get rid of Chirrut here. But there is already 19 damage on Ninja Zebra's base, and that is really quite a lot. Kylo's ability being used, going to discard and upgrade, draw a card, 2 damage on Chirrut from Miggs Mayfeld, 3 left, but there's no Tarkentown. And initiative taken. Heroic Resolve onto the Witch. Heroic Resolve used, which attacks at total attack strength 5. That is gonna be enough to defeat Chirrut even if the Force was used, so Ninja Zebra, of course, declines to use it. But the board has gotten a lot smaller. It's only Migs left, and the Darth Tyrannus there is poised to remove him. And we should have the attack coming in from Ninja Zebra first with the initiative here. Yep. As expected, Tyrannus going to clear out Migs, but I think it's too little too late. We have a Kylo flip, and there's a Sith holocron. There is the constructed lightsaber, and there's the out of aspect snapshot reflexes. I believe this may be for lethal. Yep, that's exactly right. Those upgrades all pile on. It is lethal damage and B Mini with a very convincing win. In round one, we saw B Mini close out that game with a huge pile of upgrades thrown onto a unit after I believe Kylo had already been removed. This game, it is the more conventional win with Kylo getting all those upgrades after an extremely strong early game with the Migs Mayfeld really locking down a lot of Ninja Zebra's early plays, just card after card.